Good morning, everyone. This is Joe with Inspect Pro Inspection Group. We're in Winter Garden, Florida. We're doing a final phase inspection on what appears to be a townhome. This is new construction for those of you who don't know. And just wanted to take a second and kind of go over the reason why you should have an inspection on a new construction done. There are thousands of reasons that I can pretty much mention to you why you should have it inspected by a qualified contractor with experience in new construction. Like I said, you don't inspect, there are certain parameters of the inspection that you don't actually perform the same way or in the same manner by which you do in a regular home that's already in existence. But this is a finding that so far this month, we had it already twice. So it is a uncommon finding, but one that apparently the painter has seen it and they just continue to paint over it and tell no one. And then we come in and do our inspection, and it reveals that there's an issue and it's being concealed, and more than likely the builder has no clue. But in this case, the homeowner would have actually paid the price. So I'm going to show you what's happening. You got an actual leak that's happening from the second floor, which appears to be coming from the shower pan. I filled it up, and of course, a little bit of water just shows on the top of the ceiling, but it could be coming from the toilet also. But at this point, there's microbial growth growing on the drywall, and it just continued to get painted over and over and over and over. So I'm just going to turn around the camera here for a second to kind of show you guys what we're seeing and let you guys kind of get a kick out of it. All right, so we're in the master bedroom. As you guys can see here, master bedroom, and we're gonna walk into the closet. We're doing a thermal scan, and we'll walk into this room, and you can see everywhere here. Everything looks fine. We'll do a lights out view, just kind of see the shadows, and everything looks good. But pay close attention to this corner. To the untrained eye, that just looks like a paint area that needs to be scraped off and repainted. Well, not the case. When you come out and do a thermal scan, you'll be able to see in my thermal camera where there's something going on here. So right now, temperature of the wall is about 77 degrees. It's quite well insulated to some degree, of course. Missile insulation on the top a little bit, but here we go. You see that little stain right there? If we right over it, let the camera recalibrate. If we're gonna walk right over it, boom, we drop a few degrees, up to 74 in some cases. Sorry, I'm using my right hand. So when we get up close and personal to try to find out what's going on and verified to the touch, is dry. Excuse me, I'm climbing on a ladder. To the touch is dry. We put a little light to it. What do you see here? Which you can't get a clear view out of it, but that's actually microbial growth. It's been painted over, and they painted this wall probably 3 times already. But you can see it's already growing. That just tells me that this leak has been happening for a while. It could be a very slow leak because there's no other evidence of water. So we'll come back out and put our moisture meter on the wall. And we're getting 14. Our control in this house, it's about that, give and take, in various areas. So if we look, find a control area, yep, we're good. Now, we'll come out here. Okay, now we're talking, we're going up. So where's the water coming from? We move a little farther this way, a little farther this way, and it drops. We'll come here and it drops. We'll come here and it drops. So we get here, we're in the 25s, but if we go on the ceiling, what do you got? 72% wet. So this, in such a small area, would have never been seen by the builder, I can guarantee you that. Unless the painter says something, hey, we got something growing here. And definitely would have never been seen by the homeowner until they get all of their clothing in here and they start using the second floor bathroom above this area and pretty much find themselves with a water intrusion issue. Unfortunately, in this case, the entire drywall, at least a 2 foot by 2 foot area, will have to be opened up to find out exactly where it's coming from so they can trace it. And then more than likely, they'll have to remove the drywall if it is happening because of the shower pan or the toilet, because of an improper installation of flange. But this is something that upstairs you would have never found. Common to find, and unfortunately, if you don't look for it, you don't do a thermal scan with your services by a licensed thermographer, it's not going to be found. So once again, when you're doing an inspection, make sure you hire a qualified contractor who knows what they're doing, who has experience and years of experience on what they're doing. And if you're building a new home, listen, they're building them like hotcakes. As fast as you can bake them, as fast as they can build them and put them out in the market. Doesn't mean that they're bad builders. The builder is not the one to blame. A lot of times it's workmanship. Walking out, sorry. A lot of times it has to do with workmanship, not the builder. So just don't buy without doing an inspection. Don't let a builder tell you you can't. You can do many inspections. You can do every single phase of construction, but just make sure you hire somebody. Once again, if you're building a house, buying a home, remodeling, hire a qualified contractor, one that has the experience here in Central Florida or anywhere in the nation. Once again, this is Joe with InspecPro Inspection Group. When it's important to get the facts, give InspecPro a call.